Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, we return to our first playthrough of Pentiment. We're in part 4 of our playthrough. We've pursued a few leads concerning the murder of the Baron, and we're going to continue the story now. Who murdered the Baron? I have my suspicions, but let's let the evidence do the talking. So we play as not master, he's not a master yet. We play as the artist, Maller, who is now a detective, I guess. So we just followed Lucky, and we found out that he's been visiting this grave. I thought this stood out the first time we were here, but we didn't get a chance to interact with it until now. We found out that this belonged, I believe, to the late children of Lucky, the stonemason of the village. But let's catch up about where we are. A stonemason's anger. At the end of Lucky's fishing session with old Otto, Lucky went down to the old salt mine. I saw him kneel and lay flowers by a small grave. After he left, I read the gravestone. It said, "Two innocents." This has to be the grave of Lucky and Agnes's daughter, Beat. We're trying to find out. So what's been in common here with all the suspects is that they all received a mysterious note written in a beautiful handwriting that may not have come from some of the brothers in the abbey. But anyway, someone sent these messages, including to the victim, the murder victim himself. The Baron also received this, a mysterious message written in beautiful penmanship, luring them to the chapter house using the incident of, using the grievances they had against the Baron to lure them there to possibly kill him. It is very cryptic. I'm still not sure who sent the message. We're going to find that out. I have a feeling, however, that, Brother Piero's the main suspect now because he was caught at the scene next to the body of the Baron. However, it's clear that Brother Piero did not do the killing blow, but we saw evidence that it seemed like the Baron's head was smashed against the wall, which could have taken some strength. I feel like it's a concerted effort. I feel like it's a group murder thing, because the Baron has wronged a lot of people in this town, and a lot of people have a reason to murder him. But again, we cannot jump to conclusions yet. Let's chase down more leads. But right now, we can go eat with someone. So who should we eat with? The bakery, the midwife. Where would we get information? Gertner Farm, that's where we're staying. Johann Bauer Farm, Franz Bauer, and Widow Kemperin. Martin has also been missing. Maybe I should try and have a meal with Franz, maybe? Let's see. I could also have a meal with a charcoal burner. That seems interesting. Maybe I should. Or it's on the way. Let's pass by the charcoal burner. Let's hear what he has to say about everything going on. Updates on the people. We have Richard Schaff. He's the executioner employed by Jacob Essler to assist in the investigation of the murder of Lawrence Rothvogel. The Inquisition's here. The Archdeacon is here already to investigate or to pronounce his judgment earlier than expected, so the time pressure's on. So maybe I shouldn't have lunch with someone. Maybe I should pursue another lead I have. So let's see if we can press Lucky for further details. If not, the last thing remaining is the Widow's Curse. I think we already chased this down as far as we could. The Occult Hands, which is about the Prior, the Baron, and the Nun. We know that the Baron physically assaulted the nun Matilda, but it was kept under wraps by the what's his surname? Cecilia, by Mother Cecilia, because it would have it would have meant the downfall of their little community if things were to come to light. You know, challenging powerful people and the like. Mother Cecilia was afraid that that would bring disaster to their community, so she actually kept it hidden, and she regrets it. But perhaps now is the time for justice, or justice perhaps has already been served with the death of the Baron. The spinning bee is something we can also pursue, but spinning bee is really about, you know, gossip. The widow's curse. I'm pretty sure the widow did not kill the Baron, and we know that her late husband was beaten up by the Baron. Not exactly the cause for her husband's death, but it did probably make him even worse off. But she also has a reason to kill him. We had to do chores for her. Alright. But the main thing is Jacob Essler, the Archdeacon of Freising, has arrived at Kearsarge Abbey and will be questioning people connected with the Baron's death. He wants to question me in the chapter house at Nones. Is it Nones already? Anyway, that's us. Let's try and pursue another lead. Perhaps the widow's curse will lead us to more information. We know that Lucky received a note. The Prior received a note. Prior Ferenc received a note. The Baron received a note. Matilda received a note. Let's find out if the widow received a note. Martin is missing. I have a feeling Martin fell down that salt mine. Martin was probably the one who delivered the messages. Who are these people? Veronica. Hi, Andreas. Veronica, no. He can see us. What's this? A couple of nymphs bathing in a mountain stream? That's our hedonistic background. Who are these people? I wish I could pull up the menu so I can... Veronica and who? Well... Player doesn't want to answer this, but fine. Let's make... And we made Andreas a former hedonist. Let's see where this goes. What's this? A couple of nymphs bathing in a mountain stream? Oh my god. Who's Brigitta again? Don't be a creep, Andreas. Don't worry, Brigitta. He won't do anything weird. He won't do anything weird, right? That depends. Hey, can I join you? No. I sat for a walk and didn't even know you two were here. Well, we are. And you shouldn't be. We should be getting back for dinner, actually. Mom will be wondering where I am. I'm not getting out with him there. Oh, I see your dilemma. I'll go. It's fine. It's not. Franz is going to be so mad. Who's Franz? Have a good dinner, Andreas. Who are these people? Veronica and Brigitta. Bridget. Brigitta. Brigitta Bauerin is the daughter of Agnes Steinauerin, daughter of Lucky Steinauer, wife of Martin Bauer. Oh, Martin, the one who's missing. Mother of Wolf. She lives with her husband on their farm, close friends with Veronica Bauer. Veronica Bauer's married to Franz? Wait. So many people. Eh? Is Veronica not on our list? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Alright, bye. What's this? Huh? What happened? Why did they scream? Hehe, fine with me. Who's Veronica? Okay. Thought they were in danger. I guess it's weird because I followed Lucky and I came from there. However, if you came from the other side, you'd probably hear that eek and think that something is wrong. And you'd rush in there and be like, oh, they're just bathing. Let's go to the Widow Camperin. Afternoon address, would you care to join us for dinner? Perhaps another time, Kat. Of course, take care of this. Martin is not back yet. Let's get more information from Otilia. Oh, I guess we can't. Since we really are stuck by, we really need to have a meal with someone. So who should we have a meal with? Did we talk about Martin, who might be missing? Can't have lunch with any of the brothers or sisters. People at the bakery, I don't feel like they really have anything to say. The midwife. Oh, maybe is the midwife with Lucky? Let's go to Lucky. Maybe we can have dinner with Lucky. Good to see you, Otto. Andreas. Good day, Lucky. Do you have a moment to talk? Make it quick. I was wondering if I might bake bread with you and Agnes. We've never shared a meal. I wanted to ask you about the grave of two innocents in the forest. I found a note we left in the forest. I was wondering if I might break bread with you and Agnes. We've never shared a meal. You have a lot of nerve asking me that after what you did. But thanks to our orator background, didn't hassle Lucky about his fight with Lawrence. I would not be a man of honor if I didn't do everything in my power to save an innocent man from an unjust death. I'm sorry that meant questioning your motives, but I think you would have done the same. I got an achievement. Fine. Is now good. Not quite this moment. That would be great. This will keep her waiting then. Bless us, O Lord, and these the gifts which are about to receive from the bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. Oh, and we pray you keep safe the souls of the two innocents who rest at your side. They are dearly missed. Oh. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Yum. You're looking tired, Agnes. Did Elsa keep you up late? I don't mind it. She needs the support, and I'm happy to give it. Someone has to look after the women of this town, and Werner hardly cares to. Dr. Werner. You don't care for the doctor? Did something happen to Elsa? She lost a child a few weeks back. She was overjoyed when she finally quickened, but her bleeding returned soon after. It has been difficult for her, but she has been through it before. She will make it through again. Yum. We have farmer's bread, trout, and Swabian ravioli. Well, he just went fishing, so this is a fresh catch. Let's eat some trout. She is strong in her love of Christ and in love of her husband. She does dote on him, though Lenhart hardly deserves it. Ah, Miller's wife. Why is that? The miller is not a kind man, not to the peasants and not to his wife. Spreading rumors is not Christian behavior, Agnes. It's hardly a secret. The man has power in this town, and he makes certain we all know it. Take it as a caution, Andreas. Don't get onto the miller's bad side. Noted. His unkindness is doubtless what's caused her bleeding. Really? The stress, maybe? Well, my medicine background stands by this, so sure. His unkindness is doubtless what's caused her bleeding. Elsa's imagination must be protected against troubling experiences. A mother's spiritual well-being is just as important as physical health. Yeah, if she's highly stressed and highly anxious and all sorts of things, it does a number on your body as well. I have tried to tell Lenhart the same, but I am just a village midwife. I'm afraid my opinions is not worth much to a man like him. Don't trouble yourself, Andreas. She has her son, Pavel, for comfort. He's a sweet boy and adores his mother. Paul, if he is all the Lord grants her, she will still be blessed. The best thing we can do for Elsa is care for her as neighbors, like Christ tells us to. She isn't the only one in Tassing who struggles in her marriage. Even my Brigitta has her troubles. With Martin, right? Martin Bauer's wife. I didn't realize she was your daughter. Our only living child, yes. God rest their souls. You should never have agreed to their marriage. She deserves better than Martin Bauer. She loves him, Lucky, and she had to marry sometimes. Sometime. What could we do? Found a man who isn't such a useless shit. At least we got Wolf out of it. I'll make sure he grows up solid. He'll become a great stonemason. Look at a stonemason. Just like his grandpa. Swabian ravioli. Now, why don't you tell Andreas about your work at the Abbey? You said you found something strange in the building? Strange how? Ah, that. I was repairing a cracked wall down in the crypt. The Abbey used to be a Roman fort, right? So it's no spring hen. I bumped into a relief of the Virgin and the door slid open. Was the damnedest thing. Oh, I guess you could have found it out if you talked to them. Huh, imagine that. Where did it lead? I discovered the same thing. A fascinating architectural detail, to be sure. That old abbey's full of secrets, make no mistake. Anyway, stuck my head up through the trapdoor, and one of the nuns screamed. You didn't tell me that part. I felt bad for scaring them. You must have frightened Sister Illuminata half to death. Ha! I doubt Sister Zedena minded. She's not exactly afraid of men. I'm sure they're fine. Who doesn't enjoy a thrill from a strange man now and then? Oh. We are at the dinner table. Behave yourself. You must have frightened Sister Illuminata half to death. I probably should have knocked first. Never know what you'll find behind a closed door. Speaking of work, I should get back to it. Still lots to fix after that storm. It was lovely having you, Andreas. Take care, Agnes. Lucky, this will be remembered. Thank you for your hospitality. See you around the Abbey, I expect. Oh, shoot, we have to see the... I need to go to the chapter house to meet with the Archdeacon. Crap. I'm not ready. I don't have any... Hopefully they'll give me more time. Andreas, make it quick. Oh, okay. Should we go directly with the note? I wonder if he remembers who gave it or how he got it. I'm still thinking it's Martin who's been breaking into places and delivering these notes to people. I found the note you left in the forest. Right after dinner, huh? So it's like you step out and then once you get lucky alone, you start asking. I found the note you left in the forest. Remember the girl. One grave for two innocents. The red bird flies. Matin's chapter. See, these people... I'm not sure if they were aware of who the red bird was. Rothvogel. Maybe could they have all pieced it together? Or is it something that this group decided on? You know, as a conspiracy to murder the Baron, right? Do you know where it came from? No. Maybe I can wait them out. He doesn't scare me. What's the worst he can do? Frown. Glare stoically. That's all you're getting from me, Andreas. Continue glaring. You keep looking at me like that, you're gonna regret it. Glare with unnerving intensity. I'm gonna get punched in the face for this. It'll be worth it. What's that supposed to do? Scare me? Just answer my question. Fine. If it'll get you to leave. I found it with my tools the night before Rothvogel was killed. Yeah, Martin delivered it. Probably. I don't know what it means. Why don't you keep it, since you care so much? You done now? One grave for two innocents. Isn't that the grave in the forest? I saw you leave flowers there. Who were they for? That's not your business. I won't talk to you about this, Andreas. Don't ask me again. Perhaps another time. I'm not getting anywhere with him. Perhaps his wife, Agnes, can tell me more. Till then. Okay. Good day, Andreas. Good day, Agnes. Was there something you needed? You're lingering. I was hoping to talk to you about the grave in the forest. I tried to speak with Lucky about it, but he refused. Ah, yes. That does sound like my husband. I was surprised. I thought he would be more forthright with me. I know it's not my business, but visiting a secret grave in the woods is unusual. Should we not pray for the souls of the dead, Andreas? Why are they hidden? So we have a medicine background, shared a meal with the Steinauers, said you would pray for Helena's health, showed interest in Pfeiffer's, and we admitted to following Lucky. So, all in all, we can persuade Agnes. The dead are usually buried in the churchyard. Who had to be buried at the salt mine? Good question. It's the grave of our first daughter, Pete. Oh my god. She had an affair with Baron Rothvogel and fell pregnant. The Baron took no responsibility for his part. Beate was crushed. Holy shit. This is kind of... Couldn't she have married one of the men in town? No. She... I can see why... Oh my god. So it's like... The church wouldn't allow her to be buried. She couldn't marry Baron Rothvogel, obviously, but... She couldn't marry Baron Rothvogel. Andreas... The Baron was already wed. It's not that uncommon, even in a small town like ours. How did she come to know Baron Rothvogel? The Baron met Beat on one of his visits to town. He took a liking to her. Nod. He made her many promises. Promises he had no way to keep, no intention of keeping. Beat was no child, but she had little experience with men and the things they'll say to get their way. When she missed 2 cycles, she came to me. We'd already been through this with her sister. Was this before or after Brigitte had married Martin? Before. Strange thing since Brigitte is younger. Was younger. Both of our girls had wound up in trouble, but Beat knew we wouldn't be angry. Lucky's a gruff man, but he loved both our daughters, no matter what happened. Why isn't she buried in the churchyard? She tried to restore her bleeding cycle and the pregnancy. I didn't want to help her, so she helped herself to the medicine I use with other women. It was an accident. God knows it was. Even if the church thinks differently. Holy shit. So she accidentally took her own life. One last thing about Lucky. Do you think he blames the Baron for Pete's death? In a sense, I believe all of us who loved her do. I wish you could have known her, Andreas. She was a bright soul. But that's not what you're asking me, is it? You want to know if my husband killed your friend. We hardly knew each other. But then I'm wearing the brooch, so maybe she noticed that. We hardly knew each other. Be that as it may, my husband is not a murderer. I'm sorry I can't take your word for it. Brother Piero's life is at stake. Hmm. 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 Will she remember this? I wonder. Well, true enough. We haven't jumped to conclusions yet. We cannot jump to conclusions yet. I'm not sure what this would do. Really, it's like it might just close. It might just burn bridges, close off contacts for further information. I didn't think he was, but I'll leave you in peace. Be well, Agnes. You as well. Okay. So that's new. Shoot, we can't pursue the widow's curse. Can we collect the note? Oh, can we collect the notes and give it to the archdeacon? Well, no, it's just nothing. Okay, Martin is still missing after a couple of days. People have been getting these mysterious notes around town. Sounds like an insider thing, like an inside. Hmm. Hmm. Jeez. Okay, chapter house it is. We don't have anything conclusive. Okay. Good day, Andreas. Hey, hey, dog. Marguerite, Gertrude, Eddie, Veronica. Oh, they're here. I guess they're all here to listen in. Hmm. Is it here? Petford, good luck. I'm lost. Oh, no. Abbot House, Chapter House. Here. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Please state your name for our records. Andreas Mahler, journeyman artist from Nuremberg. Andreas, son of Mahler, Josef Mahler, master artist from Nuremberg. It's a lie. Andreas Mahler, troublemaker. Andreas Mahler, artist recently off Venice. It's unique. I guess we could use that. This will be remembered. Really? What brought you all the way to Upper Bavaria? I'm heading back to Nuremberg to finish my apprenticeship and open a workshop. It's the end of my Wanderjahr, which is wandering years, during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. Very well. Thank you. Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, Your Reverence. Now then, Master Mahler. What was your relation to Lawrence, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. You feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, Your Reverence. How would you characterize him? A nobleman for all of the good and ill that goes along with that. A fine man, a lover of art and knowledge, confident, overbearing, used to getting what he wants. Yeah. Since we know more of his stories of what he did to this town. Confident, overbearing, used to getting what he wants. Do you think someone would kill him for that? Someone, perhaps. I will need more than perhaps. Someone had to have a reason. If not that, something else. Otherwise, it makes my presence here somewhat difficult to explain. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here, in this very room. Someone did it. Father Gernot believes it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. We didn't get a chance to talk to Piero. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto. He wasn't, though. The Baron was already dead. He wasn't, though. The Baron was already dead. Stop talking. Oh no. If you wish to advocate on behalf of Brother Piero, I suggest shutting your mouth until I ask you a question. Uh-oh, we messed that up. That's gonna go against persuasion, I guess, down the road. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron, the loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases in which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that in spite of the curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? Oh, what? We have to implicate one of them? This might make it worse. Like, whether she's innocent or not, they might not treat the nuns well. These are all pretty vague as well. It's just Lucky Steiner argued with the Baron. Matilda may have wished revenge. That's gonna bring out a lot more dirt to light. I'm not sure if that's the best way to go about it. If you can... I don't trust these people. The Abbey's prior Ferenc was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive, or a local thief, Martin Bauer, who probably delivered the notes, stole some stuff from the Baron, but why would he murder him? Crap. Let's try and buy some more time for our investigation. This might cause more damage with Matilda. Lucky Steinauer, as perhaps as a commoner in the town, not gonna work out as well. As another holy man, Ferenc, maybe we could buy more time with this. I don't know. The Abbey's prior Ferenc was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive. That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The abbot speaks highly of the prior, and he oversees both your and Brother Piero's work, does he not? Well, we already pissed them off a bit. So this might piss him off more if we say, but his role in the scriptorium has a little bearing on his motive. That sounds kind of like we're talking back, but we need to make a case. We need to buy time. We can't set him off. Yes, Your Reverence. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over a respected officer of this abbey? Oh, crap. We really do have to throw someone under the bus. We do have most of our evidence points to Ferenc. Okay. Like, we have nothing on Martin. He's missing, so he can't even defend himself. We just talked to Lucky, but it's just an argument. Matilda as well. We don't have much. And it would just cost the nuns more grief if they were to bring down the hammer on the nuns here. So I feel like this is might deal the least damage, and we could also provide the most motive. Buy time. I can provide evidence for prior Ferenc's motive. Please do so. Oh, this is gonna be delicate. On the day that the Baron arrived, I secretly observed Prior Ferenc in the scriptorium. Or, Baron Rothvogel and Prior Ferenc were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit. This is the major one, but this is gonna make him burn at the stake. Let's start from the beginning. Let's see how he responds to this. On the day that the Baron arrived, I secretly observed Prior Ferenc in a scriptorium. Was this an intentionally covert observation? No, I was working alone and had dropped something on the floor. The prior did not know I was there. Very well. Continue. He wrote a note, a cipher, in a book. When I deciphered the note with Volvel, it pointed me to a grave in the cemetery. We are gonna say everything. This is already quite elaborate, Master Mahler. How does it connect to the prior's motive? I found buried in the grave a number of occult items, a knife, a plate, and a cup, all engraved with magical symbols. Banwa! Hello there, how's it going? We are wholly under-equipped to be at this trial, but here we are. We had to choose someone. We had to choose someone who may have been the killer. But Ferenc we had the most evidence on, but I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. This is the Archdeacon. You've arrived in time for the questioning. All we had was we just had dinner with Lucky Steinauer, found out something new, which was yet another grievance against the Baron. Apparently, the Baron Rothvogel got Lucky's daughter pregnant. He had an affair with his daughter. Now, of course, he was a married man, so he chose to not provide any support for this child. So Lucky's daughter asked her mother for an abortion. Her mother refused, so she took matters into her own hands, took some of her mother's medicine secretly to try and abort the baby, and ended up killing herself by accident, which is why her daughter is not buried in the church, because the church ruled it as suicide. So another major grievance against the Baron. A sunny day, so lights are on even if they are off. Nice. Get those capacitors charged up. So that's what he learned about Lucky, and that's why he visits the grave. He did receive a note as well, but he doesn't know where the note came from, so he said he doesn't know what the note means also. But the note really reads like a secret society thing. Like, people would know what who the Redbird was, what chapter means. The first sentence, though, would bring up that, the wrongs that have been done. So it's someone who knew what has been done to all of these people. And I'm really suspecting the ones who sent all these notes to people were perhaps really it was what's his name? The one they accused. Brother Piero. We'll see. But right now, holy crap, I am delivering Ferenc into the Inquisition's hands. I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do. Because if we went through Martin has been missing for a couple of days. Martin is the thief, the sneak thief, who I suspect delivered the notes to all of these people. I'm pretty sure he was the one that broke in and delivered the notes to these people at the behest of someone. So Martin knows who wrote the messages, but Martin's been missing for a couple of days. Why? Was he murdered himself to stay quiet? Or an accident? Who knows? I'm thinking he's at the bottom of the salt mine right now. But holy shit. Okay. Rest in peace, Ferenc. I think Inquisition's gonna get to you. Fuck. I found buried in the grave a number of occult items, a knife, a plate, and a cup, all engraved with magical symbols. The earth had been freshly turned. The prior had buried them there the day of the Baron's arrival. While the possession of these items is indeed troublesome, I still don't see a connection between Prior Ferenc and the Baron. That is, other than the coincidence of the Baron's arrival and the burial of the objects. Now, do you have any other evidence against the Prior? Yeah, see, we would have had nothing with the other people. Baron Rothvogel and Prior Ferenc were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit, which we do have evidence of. We have the hard copy of the letter. You have proof of this? Imprint of a letter that the Prior wrote to the Baron. No, this is... I have a letter the Prior wrote to the Baron. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through on a threat to implicate him to Inquisitors in Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. The Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. And how do you believe Prior Ferenc would have killed the Baron? I pray you will not say it was a magical ritual. I found a silver rod that belongs to Prior Ferenc. It has dried blood on it. A silver rod? Likely a magical tool of some sort, but it is of a size and weight appropriate for the head wound that the Baron received. How did you come to possess this item? In truth, it involved a little grave digging. No! See, it's a good thing you got the orator background. One of Prior Ferenc's concerned brethren delivered it to my keeping. I would prefer to keep his name out of the records. Highly unusual, Master Mahler, but I will heed your request. Is there anything else to say about the Prior? Oh my god. No, Your Reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? Oh my god. Oh no. Shit. You know, I have a feeling, however. I have a feeling, Sister Matilda probably really did it. But we've been asked by people, and did we make a promise? Did we make a promise to not implicate Sister Matilda? Because she's already been through so much. And the thing is here, look, Baron was an asshole. He's physically assaulted people. He had an affair with someone, got them pregnant, and made them inadvertently cause suicide. Kill themselves because they wanted to abort the child who he wouldn't support. He beat up an old man. He was not the world is better off with him gone. It's one of those things. So I need to implicate more people, however, because I want to stall them, buy more time, and stall, buy more time, implicate as many people as we can without causing irreversible harm indirectly, which is what would happen. If we implicated Sister Matilda, they were hinting that they are going to come down hard on the convent and the other nuns. But these are just that they're also going to do it to the townsfolk. So I don't... Oh, man. I think we need to implicate more people. If it's just the Prior, everything will be on the Prior. We're going to be putting all our eggs in the same basket. However, it would save the other people from grievances from the church. So I'm definitely not gonna tell. But if we're gonna be responsible and put out all the suspects, so difficult. How would you deal with a situation like this? I'm no lawyer. It is actually tough. Like I do have a hard time. Like, because right now we don't know who did it. We can only implicate people. But in this time, in this time period, suspicion alone can get people burned to death or worse, right? Just implicating them, saying, that is a witch, burn her. So definitely that's might happen to Sister Matilda, whether or not she did it or not. So I think that would just cause irreparable damage, even if she didn't do it, just by implicating her. So it's about who can you implicate that'll buy you time or cost, give you time to investigate them more without irreparably damaging their station or reputation. Martin is missing. But out of all the people, like, why would he murder? Anyway, let's try it out. No, but we have nothing else with Lucky Steinauer. Let's try to implicate everyone except Matilda. Who knows? Maybe it might work out. But it just so happened that Matilda and Ferenc are the ones we really investigated the most. We have the most evidence. Lucky Steinauer argued with the Baron. Who is Lucky Steinauer? I don't believe his name has come up during our questioning. The town stonemason. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Alright. What's the connection between the town stonemason and a nobleman from Worms? Lucky wanted to take revenge against the Baron for the death of his daughter Beat. No. I and at least 3 farmers in the village saw Lucky arguing with the Baron when he came to town. About what? I don't know, but the argument was heated. Hedy and Veronica Boweren witnessed it. You mentioned a third witness. Yes, Martin Bauer, unfortunately. Yes, the boy fled. Still, we will question the women about what they saw. And how do you propose that this stonemason killed the Baron? Oof. In spite of his age, Lucky is incredibly strong. Have you been by the town church, Your Reverence? Yes, I passed it on the way to the Abbey. Why? I saw Lucky lift one of the largest stones in the cemetery wall by himself. From what I remember, the stones are quite large, but being strong alone does not mean that he murdered the Baron. I also witnessed him killing fish by slamming their heads against a rock. The Baron was killed by a blow to the back of the head. There was a blood stain at head level on that wall not far from where he fell. Aha! So it mattered that we investigated that blood stain. And it connected the same way as it did in my head. The blood could have stained the wall subsequent to his injury. Or it could have occurred because Lucky slammed the Baron into the wall hard enough to kill him. An interesting theory, Master Mahler. Is there anyone else you can think of who may have wanted to harm the Baron? One of the nuns, Sister Matilda, a local thief, Martin Bauer. See, I'm really thinking, like, they made it difficult for you to, because, you know what, now, maybe Matilda really did it. But this is a test if you would rather side with the victim or side with quote-unquote justice and the book of law. I will not implicate her. Exactly, right, Vanua? That's why, considering the time period, what DNA tests? What fingerprints? What? If it comes down to it, if the thing is, look, if Matilda did it, and rightfully so, I believe she was justified in executing the Baron for all his misdeeds against the community. Sparing her life means it would be at the cost of another innocent. And we began this whole thing because we believed Piero was innocent. And we were like, no, we can't let an innocent person die for this. But then now, what if it comes to light that Matilda was the one who actually murdered him? But then you're like, oh no, but he did physically assault Matilda. He tried to rape her. Man deserves to die. Okay, but by law, Matilda committed murder. How, like, can he lessen her sentence because of the circumstances of self-defense? Was that even a concept here? Like, self-defense. It was in let's say, no, it wasn't in self-defense. It should have happened in the moment if it were self-defense. It would have been premeditated because, anyway, complicated, right? So you spare Matilda because she's already been through so much. She was almost raped by this man, and later on she kills him for it. Then an innocent is gonna hang in the gallows because of it. I don't know. Anyway, Martin is super like, nah, nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure he delivered the notes, the mysterious notes, but he ain't a murderer. He stole, yes, but he wasn't gonna. No reason to murder, unless the Baron threatened, or unless the Baron himself, or maybe the Baron himself wrote these mysterious messages to lure these people into the chapter house. For what purpose? For amends? To make amends for what he did? Perhaps. Like, perhaps his conscience caught up to him and he lured these people, any one of them, who he committed harm to, and he was like, I'm gonna write these people messages and I'm gonna hope one of them kills me in the chapter house tonight. Maybe it is one of his little games, That's also another possibility, and something went wrong. Or something, or it went according to plan. He says, hey, one of you did come. One of you did understand what the note meant. I'm here. Exact your vengeance. And they did. Maybe that's all he wanted to do. And now we're all gonna have to deal with it, the aftermath. I can think of no one else who could have cause to harm the Baron, Your Reverence, which is a flat-out lie. Because Matilda has evidence stacked against her. He has a motive, a possible murder weapon. No alibi for the time of the murder. However, I made a promise. Did I make a promise? No, I don't think I made a promise. I think I told Mother Cecilia, no, I cannot make that promise. Whatever. I can think of no one else who could have caused to harm the Baron, Your Reverence. Because I have nothing on Martin. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that might shed some light on this case? Has Brother Florian told you about the note he found in the Baron's clothing? Yeah, the note. Yes, Brother Florian explained how he came to find it and told me its contents. Master Adeljäger has entered his testimony in our register. I don't understand the implications. Who is the innocent? Wait, I had no other choice but to lie? Okay. Because we chose not to implicate Matilda. Right. Because the innocent is Matilda. I think. Anyway, this was chosen for us. Another mystery, it seems. Hey Ben, how's it going? Perhaps we didn't get enough evidence, or perhaps we didn't implicate the innocent, which is Matilda. But you're right. We could not go. We did not. I'm not sure if it's because we didn't spend our time properly, or if it's really the way the game is designed that you cannot pursue all leads, only a select few. I'm not sure how it's designed, but true enough, the archdeacon who's questioning us now, he came earlier than expected. So I think it is intentional that, oh shit, we couldn't pursue this lead or this lead. So this is what we have. We had enough on Matilda and Ferenc. However, we chose not to implicate Matilda. So we're lying under, well, there's no oath. We lied. But the notes. Do you believe the murderer wrote it? I believe a mastermind wrote it. Or he baited someone to commit the deed. It is a mastermind. I'm still calling it, it's a group effort. Whoever wrote it was a talented scribe. I understand Kearsaw has two. The elderly brother Adok and the younger brother Guy. But I think we established that neither of them could have written it, which only leaves Piero, or the nobleman who appreciates the arts, probably has good penmanship. I want to verify the handwriting, but we couldn't verify who wrote it. To be frank, Your Reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. Yeah, Vanua, I'm pretty sure that is intentional. The time limit, the fact that they gave you so many leads, and it's up to you, like, you have limited time. Choose wisely. There's something else about it too. The style is just different. It's unlike Adok and Guy's writing. Unlike mine. Yes, well, whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. No, wait. We found 3 other notes. There's a conspiracy. Why can't we mention the other notes we found? Okay. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found more notes. Notes written in the same hand, on the same type of parchment, to those who had a motive to kill the Baron. The gallery whispers. Oh dear. What was this? Whisper. The order. That is deeply troubling. But again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. But, Your Honor, it's... In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. If you understand the notes and the contents of the message, there's a note even on the Baron's body. Someone was putting the pieces into place. Your Honor! Of course, Your Reverence. Your Reverence. Thank you again for your time, Master Mahler. Oh God. Wait, would it be impertinent of me to opine on who the killer is? Wait, what? But this is... We could persuade. Instead of leaving it there, leaving it to chance. Give your name politely, orator background. We did interrupt once, which I thought would have been very detrimental. However, we are an orator, so... Most mileage out of the skills we've gotten. Orator. Would it be impertinent of me to opine on who the killer is? Not at all. You are an educated man and have conducted yourself appropriately in this inquiry. I reserve final judgment, of course, but who do you believe killed the Baron? Oh my God. Wait, we can't investigate after. On second thought, I'd rather not influence your decision, Your Reverence. This could have been solved if this would have been so much easier with a DNA test to check the blood on that scepter, right? If it is the Baron's blood, it's like, hey, why did you lie, Prior Ferenc? But no. Shit, it's the only chance we get. Considering all of the evidence. Huh. Okay, I can't back out now. I can't back out now. Obviously not lucky because we only have 3 pieces of evidence. But look at this. Right? It's just so stacked against him. It's so stacked against him and Matilda. But those stupid notes are the ones that make this way bigger than just one person. Maybe this wasn't the responsible thing to do. Like, because there's a mastermind. There's someone on top. There's someone above all of this. But look at this, man. Let's just be thorough. I can't back out. I have to choose this. There's no loading. I need to figure out the meaning of the cipher Ferenc wrote in the scriptorium. He used the Volvel while writing it and took it with him. He can't keep it in his robes all the time, can he? So we found a letter in the Baron's belongings. It is from Prior Ferenc. In it, Ferenc said he would not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron threatened to turn him in to Inquisitors in Innsbruck. In Ferenc's house, I discovered the Volvel he was holding when he deciphered the manuscript. I can use this to figure out the cipher he left. I figured out Ferenc's cipher. It says H.I. Gerhard, Latin for Here Lies Gerhard. I should check Brother Gerhard's grave in the cemetery. Brother Gerhard's grave looks like it had been disturbed recently. I should ask Father Gernot for permission to dig up the grave. I suppose I could ask Brother Volkbert to dig it up without the abbot's permission, but he might get in trouble. Maybe I could even tempt Otto Zimmermann into helping me. Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to find out if there was something going on between them. He's usually in the scriptorium, the abbot's house, or the prior's house. You know what was missing? You know what's missing? There was no way to ask people where they were at the time of the murder. Isn't that like the basic question you'd ask? Where were you at the time of your murder? You got any witnesses who can verify where you were? Isn't that like the most basic of questions to ask the suspects? Anyway. I can't figure out the connection between the astrological signs and the elements in Ferenc's cipher. If I can find a way into the library after dark, I may be able to find a book to help me. Failing that, I can always inquire with the town doctor, Werner Stolz, on the north side of town, which is what we did. I asked Ferenc if he knew anything about the Baron's death. He was defensive and very evasive. Mastermind ending is a secret one. Maybe if we do the right things in the right order, given the limited time you have, that's the true ending, quote unquote. Mastermind ending. I found the burned remnants of a note in Prior Ferenc's house. It's unclear what the contents of the notes were, but it was written in a purple ink with exceptionally fine lettering. There was a piece of paper on Ferenc's desk that had the imprint of a letter on it. I rubbed charcoal on the paper to reveal the text, which was a letter from Ferenc to the Baron, which confirms that he did write it there. It appears Ferenc said he would not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron threatened to turn him into... But the thing here, the note said he was sure he would not perform the ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron threatened to turn him into Inquisitors in Innsbruck. So he sent that letter to the Baron. What, did the Baron threaten him back and saying, okay, I'm going to... Did Ferenc back down on his threat? By murdering the Baron, that means if he did murder the Baron, something would have pushed him to do so. Maybe he couldn't follow through with his stance that he would not perform the ritual. Father Gernot did not give me permission to dig up Brother Gerhard's grave. I may need to convince Brother Folkbert to help me dig up the grave, or maybe Otto Zimmermann. I discovered a silver rod with occult symbols on it and traces of dried blood in the engravings. I believe it may belong to Prior Ferenc. And Brother Gerhard, but this is what causes more doubt. This was in the journal entry, but the dialogue did not reflect this. The journal entry said that I believe the blood on the scepter, the rod, may belong to Prior Ferenc. However, he never confirmed this. Anyway, what made me lead to believe that it belonged to Prior Ferenc? That immediately makes this all for nothing. In Brother Gerhard's grave, I found a number of magical tools. It appears Prior Ferenc hid them out of fear that they might be discovered. The note he wrote must have been a message for a fellow magician to dig them up at a later date. Prior Ferenc denied that the magical tools in Brother Gerhard's grave were his. My only option, unless I force quit the game and reload it, which is what we will not do. Prior Ferenc, Your Reverence. His behavior on the day of the Baron's arrival revealed his anxiety about his situation. No, that's not. Others may have had a motive, but Prior Ferenc had the most to lose. Indeed, he had the most to lose. His station, his reputation as a priest, his life. The others, well, the villagers in town, of course, they could lose their lives. Matilda is all about revenge, but she had everything to lose. Like her sisters, her mother Cecilia, they would all have taken the brunt of the suspicion. The convent would have been damaged, so... But Ferenc, if he didn't kill the Baron, he would have lost everything. Going with what we have, the little that we have. Again, I said we wouldn't jump to conclusions, but here we are! Yay! Because I'm so worried game-wise that this might be the only opportunity we have. Oh well. Others may have had a motive, but Prior Ferenc had the most to lose. Noted. Your contributions to this inquiry are appreciated. Thank you for your time and candor. I wanted to help you in any way I could. I know in my heart that Brother Piero is innocent. Until later, Master Muller. Until then, Your Reverence. Now what? Holy shit! That's it! Someone's gonna die! Right, this game is a generational thing. It's gonna take place years in this community. So I think we're gonna jump forward now. Andreas, I didn't think you were coming to this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. It was the prior of the Abbey, if you can believe it. Did you ever talk with him in the Abbey, Andreas? Oh. You missed the trial, Andreas. That archdeacon read all of the charges and found him guilty. Oh my god. Yeah, beheading day. I work with him every day. He was obsessed with dark magic. It is only a matter of time or no. I don't think Farron did it. The archdeacon got it wrong. I work with him almost every day, Clara. I didn't know he had murder in him. Oh, they want you to think they're so pious, but all they're here to do is slowly drain the life out of this town. Peter's not on good terms with the church, because the church is taxing them heavily. Calm down, Peter. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas, Otto, Shepard, Rex. Yeah, see, that's Ivan. I didn't want to implicate myself. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata, blah blah. I didn't do this. God knows it even. Agnus Dei, qui tollis. They're praying. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, donna nobis pacem. Oh my god, I feel terrible. Holy shit. Running like a chicken, crying like a woman. Pathetic. Silence! Silence! I order the executioner to carry out his duty. I warrant him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. Do we want to look away like Arya, or do we want to... No, watch! We did this! This is our responsibility, chat. We put him there. We put him there and we said we wouldn't jump to conclusions. Watch. My god! My god! Hold still! No! 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 Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. You could not have swung better. Oh. You've executed as judgment and law have required. For that, I thank God and my master who has taught me such art. That was not a swift death. Oh shit, now what? Did the game just begin? Was that just the end of Act 1? Oh my god, Gurno. I know this was your doing, Andreas. You know it was only a matter of time before Ferenc was caught for his interests. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself. You turned a blind eye to his activities for years, but his occultic stuff has nothing to... Okay, wait. I guess it was what... No, but he wrote that mess. He wrote the letter. The letter's the one that made me doubt him as being the actual killer. Because he did write the letter and said, I am not going to do this ritual, Baron. I am not. Even if you threaten to take me to the Inquisition. So he... Yeah, oh well. This is flat out lie. I influenced that decision. So take it up with the Archdeacon. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with me. You know it was only a matter of time before Ferenc was caught for his interests. Yes, but that was for me to deal with. There's no future for the scriptorium now without him. Okay, I didn't think about that. Oh no! We doomed the scriptorium. Say nothing. You're no longer welcome to Kirso, Andreas' mother. I will send your final payment to the Gertners. May you have a long and successful career in Nuremberg. And may you never travel this way again. Oof. Oof. Separation, June 15, 18. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This farewell will have to be brief. Father Gurnot made it clear I was no longer welcome at Kearsaw. I pray that time will soften Father Abbott's heart. I hope he eventually realizes you're only trying to help me. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a bit longer. Wait, did we get an ending? Kicked out of Kearsaw. Ending. But the world needs you more than Kearsaw does. You have grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. There's so many loose threads. I don't think it's over. Who will keep you out of trouble when I'm gone? It reminds me, now I know why I like this dynamic. Because I was subconsciously channeling Ezio Auditore and like old Da Vinci. I pray that it is the last trouble I will see in my old age. And I have God and you to thank for getting me out of it. I still feel like Piero wrote the messages. We're talking to the mastermind. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go. Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the same, I am excited to see it finished at last. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, we even put in our fellow villagers here. We have the Gertners, their farm, or else the windmill, everything. You know, it's a shame we don't see this kind of art these days. We do, but either they're digitally recreated or I am not aware of many practitioners of the old styles. I'm always so impressed. I'm always amazed and in awe at people who are able to achieve like what the master artists did back in like the Renaissance and everything. Yeah, true enough. Icon making is still a thing. It's just, at least in my circles, or the algorithms haven't really, or I have not really been on the lookout for people who are still keeping these traditions alive. So that's mostly on me, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there are people still keeping these traditions alive. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. And it appears you took my advice to heart. What advice was that? To put yourself into the work, not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. Oh, I got a note. What's this? It's not over yet, chat. A scrap of parchment? Oh, shit. Do not return here. A warning? See, the mastermind. The mastermind was like, you killed one of my pawns. Do not return here. A warning? Obviously, we didn't get the true killer. Whose hand is this? It doesn't look like Brother Adox or Brother Guy's. Was it you, Brother Piero? Are you the mastermind? Did you slip in that parchment? It'd be so funny. Like, Piero's like, Master Mahler, can I see your painting? And he like quietly slips a piece of parchment in it. makes it fall and is like, oh no, what is that? A piece of parchment? Oh, you're so suspicious, Brother Piero. This is to tell you that, hey, you didn't catch the real killer, or the real mastermind. Brother Florian and I found a similar note on the Baron's clothing. And I found more notes delivered to others while I was investigating. Someone was trying to manipulate him into going to the chapter house in the middle of the night. It must have been written by someone who knew his secrets enough to provoke him. Or, actually, my money... I'm implicating something. I think Mother Cecilia also stands... Mother Cecilia, who regrets doing what she did. We haven't seen her handwriting either. Maybe she's the one that also wrote these things. It must have been written by someone who knew his secrets enough to provoke him. They tugged at those secrets to get him killed, like someone pulling at threads that had been buried in the past. A frightening thought. But who would do such a thing? God knows, and I wish I knew. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside of these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Assuming Father Guerneau doesn't forbid it. We must have faith that better days lie ahead for all of us. God bless you, Andreas Muller. Thank you for your friendship. Until next time. And is Piero gonna get murdered? What's gonna happen? Is that it? Is that the end of the game? Oh fuck, we're old. 25 years later. Is that my son? Oh, my apprentice? Oh, we did grow old. The time skip. The game has just begun. We're probably halfway through the game, probably. Yeah, well, for all that it is, the church throughout history has provided or did support a lot of the arts, or a lot of the best art has come from the patronage of the church. Though, of course, there's a lot to say about the bloody history of the church. And I'm still not okay with the church today, but they did patronize the arts. But here we are. Are you alright, Master Andreas? What? Are you alright, Master Andreas? Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Oh, it is all just a flashback. Trying to, anyway. It doesn't come easily anymore. Oh. Would you like me to leave you alone? No, Caspar. It's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now. It's too late. Like so many things. Oh, is Father Guy the new abbot? Andreas Mahler, I never expected to see your face here again. Oh no. Moving up in the world. Have you been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years? Wait, it's only been 7 years? No. Nuremberg for a few years, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. Oh, we're developing our character. This is 7 years later. Where did we do? Oh, did we go to England, France, Aragon, Poland? Oh, where did we go? Pick a background that will affect your character choices going forward. Press and hold to confirm your choice. Okay, did we go to Poland? Did we have commissions in Poland? Andreas knows some Polish, bits of Czech and Hungarian, and can reference cultural touchstones from Krakow, Prague, and Buda. England. Andreas knows some English and can reference cultural touchstones from London and other parts of Britain. Did we have many commissions in France? Andreas knows French and can reference cultural touchstones from Paris, Tours, and Dijon. Or did we go to Spain? Andreas knows Aragon specifically. Andreas knows some Spanish and bits of Arabic and can reference cultural touchstones from Barcelona and Valencia. Yeah, we still have the heretical book. We didn't do anything about it. Nothing happened to the heretical book. What's a night? Okay, considering we came from Nuremberg, then we sojourned in Italy, ended our wandering years here, became a master. Who would have commissioned us? I'm not really feeling England. Well, that is it's across. Would have to take a ship to England. Who would have known about me in England? I feel like in 7 years, I don't think my reputation has preceded me that much that, the monarch, the aristocracy or whoever in England would commission me, or the church in England would commission me for works. I'm thinking it would be either Poland, France, or Spain. I was leaning more towards France. But it's a thing, Germany, where we are, it's kind of at the heart of Europe. We could go to Poland, England, France, Spain. But maybe France. I feel like France. It's in French. The heretical book was in French. Oh, thank you for that, Vanoa. It's convinced me even more to choose France. Or maybe I should pick the ancestors of our colonizers. Because we do have Spanish roots. In the Philippines, we do have a lot of Spanish roots. We were colonized by 1512 by the Spaniards. I think France. Andreas knows French. You can... right. You did promise... Oh my god, I love it. I love it, Vanoa. That was just a one-off joke, but you remembered it. And then I love how it'll come full circle now. Sister Illuminata asks you, so what are you going to do then? I guess I'm gonna be a French heretic. Okay. We took commissions in France. Andreas knows French and can reference cultural touchstones from Paris, Tours, and Dijon. I've only ever been to Paris and Marseille, but at least I have an idea of how the city felt like. I spent a few years in France and Burgundy, painting portraits and religious paintings for nobles and courtiers. My god, I cannot believe we did become a French heretic. Burgundy is a powerful former duchy of eastern France that became a province in 1477. It is known for its wine, art, monasteries, and courtly fashion. Did you visit Provence? Only briefly, for a commission. Why? When King Louis expelled the Jews from the region some years ago, a number chose to convert and remain. So the king taxed them into misery. I wondered if the tax yet persisted. Oof. I have no idea. I'm surprised you care at all. Hey, maybe Guy grew up. Well, I'm not about to leap into a fire to save anyone, but I don't think it's right. What's happened to them? Oh, he's starting to stand for something. In spite of your extensive travels and success, you're still not welcome at Kirso. The abbot hasn't forgotten what happened. 7 years isn't all that long. I simply wanted to pay my respects to an old friend. Surely you understand that. No, now it's getting darker. Now I feel like the story is gonna get more sad. I understand why Father Abbot, and I think it's intentional. You cannot get the mastermind in the beginning. They were literally saying, "Oh, these notes. I guess it's a story for another time. Please keep playing the game." So eventually, we're gonna find out who the mastermind is. It'll be so interesting if we receive the note now. I understand why Father Abbot expelled you from the Abbey. What were you expecting? A hero's welcome? I feel so guilty though. I didn't think about the scriptorium. We basically killed the scriptorium. But it's also, it is on its way out as well. It's kind of sad, right? It's like Ferenc had everything against him. Like eventually he would have been burned by the Inquisition. Eventually the scriptorium he headed was going to close. Like, and he wasn't picked to become the abbot, so he lost that. Like eventually the Baron, if he lived, would have moved against him. So it's like Ferenc was really in a difficult position. And it seems so hypocritical of me to be like, oh, he would have been caught for heretical practices anyway, where me myself have like an occultist background and we're saving heretical books, and in fact we might even be practitioners of some heretical soul endangering arts. We killed a fellow heretic. Anyway. Fine. Tell Father Gurno we'll be staying at the Land House in town for a night or two before moving on. Land House is an inn or tavern usually owned and operated by a single family that serves travelers in rural areas. Ooh, I wonder who owns the tavern. I don't want to bring this up about like I didn't get Ferenc killed. That's what this is about. I did get Ferenc killed. Fine. Tell Father Gurno I'll be staying at the Land House in town for a night or two before moving on. The Golden Hand. I'll tell him, but I can't imagine he'll care. Why is he so rude? God bless you. Now, be off. Revolution, June 1525. Hey, 4 years after we were colonized. So Spain would have been an interesting choice, actually. That monk seemed unhappy to see you, Master Andreas. Why is the abbot so angry with you? Toward the end of my stay in Tassing, there was a murder at Kearsall Abbey, a nobleman. Father Gurno panicked and accused my friend, Brother Piero, of committing the crime. No, he's our apprentice. I don't wanna really. I'll tell him everything. I think we have that relationship. I helped convince the investigating archdeacon that another monk was responsible. Prior Ferenc. He was executed for the crime. My apprentice is like, you got someone killed? It was that, or let an innocent man die. That's not much of a choice. Still, I would have been scared. Why didn't you mention it before? Well, I suppose it must have been a hard situation about if the abbot is still this mad at you. I suppose it must have been a hard situation about? It must have been a hard situation if the abbot is still this mad at you. Hard, yes, but also exhilarating. Oh, you can go this route, or you can go with, I had to make some difficult choices. Maybe they were the wrong ones. I've had to live with that. Why did we come here if you're not welcome? Oh, maybe because you received a note? No. I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission, it's an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. I dread each new. I dread each new commission more than the last. Every step I take toward home is agonizing. But, Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. I wonder if they established where Caspar is from, or is he an apprentice I picked up in France? I don't know. No, he's from Nuremberg. When I saw your altarpiece in Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. Nuremberg. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that you have and be unhappy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Is it for nothing? Hell yeah. Yeah, Vano. That's why, for me, one of the best things that has ever happened in history was the separation of church and state, which trickles down today in separating worldly affairs with church affairs, which is something that in very Catholic raised countries, such as the Philippines, it's very difficult to separate the church from worldly life. So you get people, attributing things to God's work, or thinking God will take care of their problems, or praying and paying a portion of their income to the church just going to get them a better status in heaven. It's just, there are sects that are doing that, and they do very much believe in that. It's basically the new indulgences. So, it's as if we didn't already suffer much from indulgencia, or the indulgences in the church. Spain came in with the church in 1521, 4 years after the events of this game. Sorry, no, this game's 4 years after the Spaniards came in, and came in with a church and with the blade and the church. Converted a lot of people. Centuries later, here we are, and still unable to escape from that. But yeah, I totally agree with render therefore unto Caesar with the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. And one of my favorite sayings, Filipina sayings, is nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. Essentially, that means, oh my god, how do I translate this? Nasa Diyos ang awa. So God can feel sorry for you. God can be merciful. Nasa tao ang gawa. But it's up to it's up to people to do what needs to be done. Essentially, the spirit of it is that God isn't going to solve your problems. You as a person have to solve it yourself. You have to do it but God will be there for you, but you have to do the work. Essentially, that's what it is. It's in Tagalog, Ben. So it's one of our dialects here in the Philippines. So it's a saying, nasa Diyos ang nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. So God can feel sorry for you, but you gotta do the work. And I love that saying. I know it must be hard to believe. I was once very much like you. All that I have accomplished is my work. Yes. Now I am left hollow with nothing else left. Holy crap. Do I really want to go through that tortured artist route? I thought I wanted to be like my father, like my brothers. I thought that was my dream. I don't want to like go with this because it's kind of like we have a bright-eyed apprentice here. He's met his hero. Either option is gonna like crush or make him doubt his dreams, maybe. But I don't really want this line of argument, line of idea saying like, yeah, I know it was hard to believe. I was once like you, who was so optimistic about art, and now I'm empty. So I don't want to do that. So all that I have accomplished is my work, but this is a bit too extreme for me right now. Now I am left hollow with nothing else left. That's really sad. I think this is, we come from a family of artists, Andreas Mahler. So I thought I wanted to be like my father, like my brothers. I thought that was my dream. Once I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. Oh no, the feels. I'm having my doubts as well. I don't know if I've changed or if what I wanted was never really real. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. Oh man. Oh no, definitely not this. So this is what you have to look forward to, Caspar, a life of disappointment. No. He looked up to us. He looks up to us. I want to be responsible for his growth as an apprentice and as a person. I want life as an artist to be better for you, Caspar. Learn from my mistakes, all right? Be better, as Kratos would say. This will be remembered. All right. Yes, Master Andreas. I shouldn't be burdening. I shouldn't be burdening you with such dark thoughts, Caspar. Come. Let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. I hope Klaus is still alive. I wonder if he's still doing his book printing stuff. 7 years. In your case, you have one of the dominations whose church leader was a KGB agent and still is. Oh my god. That might be true, Vanua. Or Kaspar's gonna be grown up, and depending on your choices here, it's like Kaspar will remember this. So once we hit the 25-year later mark and we're like an old man, or we're like aging, we're in Piero's shoes. Yeah, it'll be like a passing of the torch kind of thing. It'll be like Kaspar now being the Andreas Mahler and us being Piero. The roles switched. And hopefully he'll have what it takes to succeed as an artist. And about the KGB agent thing, holy shit. But yeah, we also have some denominations in the church with much political influence, because you have people, not former KGB, but you have people who are active in politics, who are influential in church affairs. In fact, a large voting bloc is attributed to those churches. So if that church says to its flock, vote for this person, they're gonna vote for that person because, it's approved by their church. So yeah, there is a separation between church and state by law, But if you can influence entire elections with, they're so responsible to their flock, but it's so dubious because of the people who are in that sect and who is running it. And when you have people with political power in position in the church, that is clearly not a separation. They could always say, "Oh, but I'm just a worshiper at this church." But yes, you're a big contributor to that church, and you're able to sway the people into believing what you believe in. So it's very more than awkward. It's very dubious and suspect. Anyway, so far, let's go back to the game. The way, like, it's very focused right now. The first act was focused on the church, but I did like the characters that came out from the church. I did like the amount of scandal that they put in, but they weren't also saying like church bad, church bad, church bad. It is also, they're telling it for what it is. It's the church is overtaxing these people. They understood what was at stake. They understand that at this time people had certain values that they believed in. It's one of those things where you cannot exactly attribute our modern values to this day and age, because to do so would be to just invite so much frustration. But they allow you to do so. They allow you, as Andreas Mahler, to really shit on the church, to speak out against all the noblemen and the brothers and the priests. They allow you to do that in the game, but it's not exactly the focal point right now, right? It's someone was murdered. There's a mastermind. And now we have a apprentice to raise. Now we know that Andreas Mahler regrets what he did. He's a shell of his former self. These are stories that we can now begin to relate to, or at least I can relate to. So, what's next? I actually don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect anymore from the story. I thought the murder thing was it. But the mastermind is still out there. The real killer is still out there. But 25 years later, hell, even 7 years later, does it still matter? And how does it still play in our life? I'm curious to find out. Let's see. Let's visit Klaus. As you like, Master Andreas. The room is sparse compared to what I'm used to. I'm not tired yet. Perhaps after Compline. Compline. Whoa, whose inn is this? Is this the Gertners? Did the Gertners open Hannah? Hello, Andreas. How are you enjoying your stay? Wait, Hannah? Hannah. I'll check my dossier. The room is not what I'm used to, honestly, well enough. It's been wonderful, Hannah. Thank you. This will be remembered. Oh, good. You're in the best room we have. I'm glad it's to your liking. Was there anything else? No, thank you. Until later. Until then. Hannah. Who is Hannah? Holy crap. Okay. What changed? Herb hut, large hut. It's the same, largely. Martin Bauer, Widow Kemperin. Shrine of Saint Satya. Maybe it'll update once we get there. Where are we right now? We are at the Golden Hand Inn, which is new. Okay, people. Oh! They reset the Dramatis Personae. Well, they cleaned it up, because new timeline. Johanna Hanna Bergerin, wife of Nico, co-proprietor of the Golden Hand Land House, mother of Killian. Okay, she's new. Right? Wait, no. Why is she so familiar though? Hannah Bergerin. Anyway. Let's see what's been up with us. Paying respects. Turse, hour 9. It feels strange being back in Kirso, back in Tassing. I haven't talked to anyone here in years. I should stop by Klaus's house to see how he's been. Ex Libris, we have something new. France. Andreas knows French and can reference cultural touchstones from Paris, Tours, and Dijon. Andreas has absorbed some concepts of Christian mysticism via the heretical book he found in Kearsaw's scriptorium. We are a French heretic! Yes! Okay, I love it. So the book does matter. Andreas has absorbed some concepts of Christian mysticism via the heretical book he found in Kearsaw's scriptorium. He's continued his studies with other translated texts as he has found them. I love it. I love it already. No regrets taking that book. Okay. Killian. Good day, Master Muller. Yeah, this guy's new. I don't think I've ever met him. Nico. Master Muller. Muller, is it? Hello and welcome to the Golden Hand. I am Nico Berger. Berger? Berger? Sorry, let's take it out loud. I don't know the German pronunciation of Berger. I own this land house and run it with my wife, Hannah, and our son, Killian. I believe my boy helped you to your room. Is it to your liking? Not quite the comfort I'm accustomed to. Yeah, Andreas already said it in private. Because I think according to our apprentice, we are largely successful. It's lovely, thank you. I am glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. When you arrived in town, one of the locals said you lived here a few years back. Yes, I worked for the Abbey as an artist. Ah, I see. Japan have a UFO cult named Happy Science and their own political party, Happiness Realization Party. Oh, and I've never heard of this before. Happiness Realization Party. It's still cracking me up. I learned about them from Anime Reviewer because, yeah, they're producing pretty crocky propaganda anime. Holy crap. But are people aware? I guess it's like Scientology. Are people aware that it's, a hoax, a silly thing? I know there are people who take it seriously, but I hope it stops at that. I hope it's just something that people can just have, make fun of or have fun with. But again, the moment they start influencing real matters, that's when it gets super messy. Like, imagine if the cult of Scientology, I don't know, like, influence the direction of a state in America. I don't know. Unless they do that already. I mean, Tom Cruise is in it, right? And Tom Cruise has a lot of followers, so I don't know. Celebrities can also be very dangerous, especially if there's a culture of celebrity worship. Very big here in the Philippines as well. There's a lot of celebrity worship. So influencers actually have a lot of influence. So let's just say if a certain celebrity is part of a church cult, you can see where you go from that. Yeah, I mean, I love Tom Cruise's work. Okay. I love his movies. And there's no fault in that. Yeah, I'm not familiar myself with the Christian landscape of America. Because obviously the Philippines is definitely much smaller. So the church isn't as... Yes, there are multiple sects. Is that the proper term for it? We have the Protestants, the born-again church, the Iglesia ni Cristo. Denominations? No. Sects in general, I guess. I think they're definitely much less compared to, like, the entirety of the United States. where I guess each state will have its own different churches with their own practices and beliefs. But yeah, it's interesting to think about. I heard that you were involved in solving a murder. Are you trying to ask me to solve a murder? Say nothing. Yes, out of necessity. The wrong man was being accused of the crime. A friend of mine. I heard it was the prior at the abbey. That the Baron was a sacrifice in some diabolical spell the brother was casting. Ugh. We know he didn't cast the spell. But that's the gossip. What, do we try to correct him? No, he wasn't casting a spell. The Baron wasn't a sacrifice. Where did you hear that? Oh, bits and pieces that people have said here and there. Well, yeah, the tea, the gossip. It sounds like the story has changed in the last 7 years. I meant no offense, Master Muller. I just find it to be an interesting story. I think I don't wanna lecture him. Considering I'm gonna roleplay, Andreas, he just wants to have a dinner, catch up with the folk, just I have to go. Of course. Again, I meant no offense. Well, I'll leave you to your day. Until later. Until then. It's been a long day. Andreas is sad. Okay, Andreas is sad. I don't want to deal with that. Hello, Andreas. Oh, a Landsknecht. Well, he's dressed like one. Did I say that right? The colorful German people, the colorful German warriors. Hello, Andreas. Wait, Samuel? Samuel? Who the heck is Samuel? Who the heck are you, Samuel? Okay, we only have the family. Nicholas Nico Berger, he's a timid co-proprietor of the Golden Hand. He's husband to Hannah, father to Killian. Killian Berger, born in this generation, is a dutiful son of Nico and Hannah. He works at the Golden Hand. Well, no, he looks older than 7, so maybe he's a baby when we were here. Otto! Wait, Martin's alive? Okay, Martin came back. I swear to God, Martin was going to deliver the notes. I'm gonna call it again until I confirm it. Otto, just do it. You know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. Otto, I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the abbot. Wait, who is this anyway? Would you prefer the alternative? You don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I guess this is someone else. I understand. I'm just saying. Andreas. Andreas Mahler? It's good to see you again, old friend. Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice, Caspar Ziegler, from Salzburg, a small city located on the river Salzach and founded on Roman ruins. Rumors of violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common. What's happening in Salzburg in 1524? I want to Google that really quick. Salzburg, 1524. German Peasants' War. Oh. The German Peasants' War, Great Peasants' War, or Great Peasants' Revolt was a widespread popular revolt in some German-speaking areas in Central Europe from 1524 to 1525. It failed, spoilers. It failed because of intense opposition from the aristocracy who slaughtered up to 100,000 of the 300,000 poorly armed peasants and farmers. The survivors were fined and achieved few, if any, of their goals. Holy shit. No wonder why we saw a warrior there. I guess the peasant revolts are growing now. The revolt incorporated some principles and rhetoric from the emerging Protestant Reformation, through which the peasants sought influence and freedom. Radical reformers and Anabaptists, most famously Thomas Müntzer, instigated and supported the revolt. Here it is. In contrast, Martin Luther and other magisterial reformers condemned it and clearly sided with the nobles. In Against the Murderous, Thieving Hordes of Peasants, Luther condemned the violence as a devil's work and called for the nobles to put down the rebels like mad dogs. The movement was also supported by Ulrich Zwingli, but the condemnation by Martin Luther contributed to its defeat. Wow. How the turns have tabled. Martin Luther supported the aristocrats. Okay, well, that's some nice historical context. So that is why violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common. Good day. Ah, that answers that. I thought he might be your son. We haven't even returned to Nuremberg yet. Oh, no, he has been back. I've only married 7 years, Otto. No, not yet. It's Otto, so he's our friend. We don't grow them that fast, even in Nuremberg, old friend. They grow fast enough around here. Eva and I just had our first. Oh, he ended up with Eva. Little Otto, though we call him Otz. Congratulations. Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. Thank you. It's been a trial with Dad gone. Oh, rest in peace. But Clara and Ursula help out where they can. Oh, Ursula's also 8 now. Generational games are gonna hit me in the feels. I'm sorry to hear about your father. Huh, shame. Oh, a medicine background. He lived a surprisingly long time, considering his profession and previous stroke. Not long enough for me. Not long enough for Otz. Oh no. He didn't get to meet his grandpa. Dr. Stolz said it was another stroke while he was sleeping, thankfully. I know Eva wrote to you about my father's death, Andreas. Why didn't you write back? Oh. Sigh and look at the ground. I'm sorry, things just got busy after I left passing. Oh no, Andreas is depressed now. Ah, sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. I feel like I should... It is Martin! Wait, no. I feel like I should remember your face, but I can't place it. Wait, his name's there. Oh, don't trouble yourself. It's me, Martin. It's a me, Martin. Remember? Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. You've grown. Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. Hello. Sorry to run, but I have to get these sheep back to the farm. Wow, he's working. As much as I love whiling away the hours in the meadow, I have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. Last time I saw Martin was in this meadow. He was sneezing. Seemed to hate being here. Even his mother, Kat, said that he always sneezed when he was in the meadow. Strange. Wow, wait. Huh. Why was he sneezing? Because he went into the salt mine? No, why was he sneezing? Because he was breaking into places. Oh, who's this? A new voice in my head? Is it strange? Or are you just confused? Stop gaslighting me. Am I confused? I know what I saw. Are you sure? Oh no. He's still not over the case because we know we didn't get the right killer. We didn't get the mastermind. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna believe Andreas here. Now he's fine. Well, you can outgrow allergies, right? He could have been allergic back when he was a kid, but immunity, right? Are you sure? Good to see you, Martin. But I remember this meadow now. It's right next to that Roman statue. Pain in my ass. I can't believe how much Martin's changed. Do we want to focus on Martin? No. Is something happening in town? You've picked an interesting time to visit. Yet another interesting time to visit. Come by the town commons in a while. Oh, dear lord. Is it gonna be about the peasant revolt? Are they planning to join the 300,000 who were spoilers slaughtered by the aristocrats? I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say. And Otto is going to lead them because he's already shown proclivities to be anti... God. He would seem like the type to lead a peasant revolt here in Tassing. Actually, I was just on my way to see Klaus. Are we gonna have to commit again to like different things? I didn't realize you were in the business of giving speeches. I'll definitely attend. Sounds good. Until later then. Old faces. I ran into Otto Zimmerman and Martin Bauer having a discussion in the meadow. Martin returned from his adventures as a changed man. he fled the town after what he did. Went on an adventure and came back a changed man. Wonder what happened to him. He's that person in that he's probably meant to reflect that person in the story of that, you know, the delinquent. Otto told me to come to the commons later. I'll head there after I talk to Klaus. Otto Ott Zimmerman is the son of Eva and Otto, nicknamed after the Otts Valley to differentiate him from his father and late grandfather. Ah, that's if we asked him if he was named after Otto. But no, it's after the Otts Valley. Town carpenter and son of the late old Otto. Married to Eva and father to Otts, known for his dislike of the abbey, especially Father Gernot. Martin Bauer, son of Franz and Kat Bauer, husband of Brigitta, known for his churlish youth, flight from Tassing, and his repentant return. Huh. I wonder what happened on his journeys. He probably found God. Schlau, you're still alive! 7 years later. Clever cat, still alive. Pet. But why are you not with the miller anymore? Well, let's check. I got an achievement for petting the cat. Actually, Roman ruins. Ghost! Ghost! No. Okay. Well, I guess the clever cat knows that it's probably better to hang around the tavern. Brother Watchlav uses thyme in almost all of the Abbey's cooking, maybe because it grows so easily here. I wonder if Watchlav is still... Who is still alive? Interesting though, the Golden Hand. Can I go all the way to the Abbey? What a stunning collection of wildflowers. They all grow so plentifully in the meadow. We're not welcome here, right? Still have not even been to the Abbey house. Ah, because that's the locked door, which leads to the lower Abbey from the right, you have to go all the way around. How are the sisters doing? Nope. 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 And nope. We're really not allowed. Okay, visit to the shrine of Saint Satya, still okay. Oh, old Otto used to fish here. Oh no, the ducklings. The duckling family. They've all flown the nest, I guess. See, it's these generational games, so I should always appreciate, coming back to see the changes. The owl looks younger. Gravestone lucky left flowers at 2 innocents. With Father Gurnot's new restrictions, the townsfolk can't even gather sticks without a fee. Are you kidding me? He's getting worse. She's putting even more restrictions on the town. They are gonna revolt. I can feel it. And if they behead Gurnot, that's gonna once again attract attention to Tassing. And then we might have to and they're gonna look for someone to punish, and Otto will be the main candidate. Andreas! I had heard you were back in Tassing. God bless you. Good morning, Father Tomas. You're not going to try to get me to come to Mass, are you? I would hope that in the many years since you were with us in Tassing, attending Mass has become a habit. That, and I'm sure Master Malor isn't staying through Sunday. Hopefully, this visit will be less eventful than your last. Tassing has enough going on as it is. We have our bonfire for St. John's Eve tomorrow night. People get up to all sorts of mischief. The feast and celebration of St. John the Baptist, beginning at sunset on June 23, coincide with Midsummer's Day, and a summer solstice. And then it's my job to hear their confessions in the days that follow. Not to mention the grumbling the peasants are making. Aha, here we go. That's just talk, brother. No need to scare our guest with such things. I'm sure if there is trouble, Master Mallory will be the first to stick his nose in it. He's not wrong. Why are you always such an asshole? Say nothing. It's easy enough for you to come and go. You don't have to live with the consequences. After Ferenc was executed, Father Abbot made Matthew the new prior. Sure, what's wrong with that? Ferenc may have been annoying, but Matthew is even worse. Thanks for that. It would have been better for everyone if you had simply allowed Brother Piero to die. Oh, now you're out of line. After all, he only had a few years left anyway. I can't let that slide. Stare menacingly at him. We haven't seen him for 7 years. But is that who he really is? You're a buffoon and a coward who hides behind his habit. Enjoy touching grass, Vanua. Thank you for dropping by and thank you for lurking. Take care. We'll be wrapping up soon. I do have a game tonight for character creation for a vampire game. So it won't be an extended stream today. We'll be ending on schedule. So I'll see you next time. This weekend when we conclude The Devil in Me. Do I want to rise to his bait? Nah. Stare menacingly at him. Nothing to say for yourself. I'm not taking your bait. Friends. There's no need for such ire. Forgive me, Father Thomas. I let my passions get the better of me. Besides, that's not even why I came down here. I actually came to speak to you on the Abbot's behalf, Andreas. Huh? Father Gernot would like to invite you to come to the library tomorrow morning if you're interested in purchasing some of our books. Huh? What? Why? The Abbot just had me run off and now he wants me back? I can't know the mind of the Father Abbot. I just do what he asks. The library is not quite ready yet, as it does not see much use. What did he do to the nuns? If you could come by tomorrow morning, Mother Illuminata can show you what's available. Mother Illuminata? Yes, since Mother Cecilia passed a few years ago. Well, we know Illuminato's next in line. How did she die? Peacefully in her sleep. No, conspiracy. Conspiracy. Someone's killing these people in their sleep. No. Peacefully in her sleep. So, tomorrow morning. Alright, tell him to expect me. I'm sure he'll be overjoyed. And Andreas, I apologize for my harsh words before. It was rash. Brother Piero was a pious man and a skilled artist. We miss him. An excellent performance, brother guy. I almost believed it. Do we want But just, whatever. Screw this guy. I appreciate you saying that. I miss him too. Excellent! I'm so glad you two were able to work things out. Yeah, right. Oh, Father Tomas, do you have a moment to speak inside the church? Yes, I think so. Why? A private matter. Oh, of course. Of course. Why is he smiling? What is this? Until tomorrow. God bless you, Andreas. Ugh, private matter. Are they also involved with each other? Our Lady of the Labyrinth? Drucker House. Is this where I have to go? Yeah. I want to check everything else first. Then we'll have lunch. We'll have dinner with them. Perhaps it'll tease the next chapter. Then we can wrap up there. Martin Bauer's house. What happened to his dad? Is Ottilia dead? Oh, farmland. Wow. Wait, did she die? Huh. Johann Bauer. Gertner Farm. Would like to pay a visit to them. Because they're all going to be in the meeting talking about revolution. Probably. Anton. Hello, Master Mahler. He knows me? Oh! I think he's one of the kids that we befriended. One of the salt mines, I think. Wow, they're really all at the meeting. Whoa! What is being built here? The Rathaus construction is going smoothly. I wonder if they'll finish it before winter. Rathaus. A community hall where people meet, typically a council that governs day-to-day affairs under the authority of a lord. Rathaus. Stolz is still the doctor. Isenkopf House. That's new. Okay, we've all visited our usual haunts. Talk to Otto. Talk to Klaus. The scriptorium's gone now because, well, not in a good place right now because, well, there's printing now. And we got Ferenc killed. Magdalene. Pa. Kitty. Tiny kitty. Klaus. Oh, uh-oh. His wife passed. Andreas. Klaus, you're not really mad, are you? I don't want to bother you, but I was just passing through. Why would he be mad? I'm sorry, Klaus. I know it's been a long time. 7 years. 7 years and nothing from my friend Andreas. First Bert, then Marie, just after Magdalene was born. Huh? Bert died? Was he clicked at the salt mine? And his wife died after giving birth? Oh my god. In 7 years. Holy shit. First Bert, then Marie, just after Magdalene was born. My wife always thought highly of you. I can't believe you didn't write back after I told you they had passed. I'm sorry. I should have written. Yes, you should have. Too late for that now, though. People. Oh, hello? She likes you. Your business seems to have grown. What are you printing? The 12 articles. They were originally written by Swabian peasants who were demanding changes from their lords. Freedom from serfdom. Freedom to hunt and use the woods as God intended. Freedom from compulsory labor. Abolition of the inheritance tax. Fair appraisal of rent. The return of property to common use and ownership. Bavaria isn't Swabia, but their complaints are just as valid for the peasants of Tassing. Swabia is a former duchy in the southern Holy Roman Empire. It was reformed as the Swabian Circle in 1512. It borders Bavaria to the west, the Swiss Confederacy to the south, and Austria to the southeast. Okay. Tassing and Kiersau sit in the extreme south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. Revolution, huh? Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to roleplay this because we know how it ends. I spoiled myself by looking up history. No! I should not look up history anymore because it'll help me. It'll help immerse myself even more because I'm like, I don't know what this is. What's the significance of this? Or how is this revolution gonna work? Is it gonna work out? Spoilers, no, it doesn't. Uh-oh. Ah, so this is Otto's cause. He's caught your ear already, The abbot has been squeezing the peasants for years. Now he's squeezing the townsfolk, and we're pushing back. Their cause is righteous, Andreas. If you haven't seen the Gertners lately, you should visit them. And Otto had you print these? Yes. Why? Well, I didn't think he could read. He can't, but just about everyone else in town can. He speaks, I print. Just trying to do my part, suppose. Shit, this will be the next victims. I'm sorry. I'm still not in the mood for this late reunion. Come back for dinner tomorrow. You should go to the commons. Hear what Otto has to say. It's worth hearing. No, I understand. Until later, Klaus. Until then. Work time. Cold reunion. I ran into Brother Guy outside of the town church. He extended an invitation for the abbot to buy books from the library. Mother Illuminata will be waiting for me there in the morning. Klaus wasn't happy to see me. I probably should have written back to him when he contacted me about Marie and Bert. Nothing to do about it now. He's been printing leaflets for Otto to promote the peasants' demands. He said that I should head to the commons to hear Otto give a speech to the town. Oh, Magdalene. Okay, we're gonna roleplay as if we don't know that this revolution doesn't end with a massacre. Let's put our shoes in the let's put ourselves in the shoes of Andreas. Magdalene Dreckerin is the daughter of Klaus and the late Marie, sister of the late Berthold. Dutiful, okay. Father Thomas, or Thomas, I don't know how to pronounce it. Father Thomas Sprecher. Thomas Sprecher. Town priest for Otassing, tends to his flock at Our Lady of the Labyrinth. Anton Pfeiffer is the son of Carl and Helena. Carl and Helena. Oh, so successfully delivered, right? Like it was a complicated pregnancy. Klaus Drucker. Klaus Drucker is the Tassing town printer and widower to his wife Marie. Although Tassing is an unusual place for a printing press, he does brisk trade with pilgrims and other travelers on the Imperial Road. His first son, Berthold, died to illness. He's raising his only daughter, Magdalene, alone. Brother Guy of Dijon. A Burgundian scribe, Brother Guy is respected for his swift hand, but generally disliked for his mean spirit and two-faced sycophantic behavior. Father Gernot entrusts Guy with writing the Abbey's most important documents. Oh, we can actually go in. First time. Wow. Occult background. A painting of the Virgin Mary. What does the labyrinth symbolize? It's like a secret. Hey Ben, yeah, we know most of these people. The game's just giving us slightly updated profiles. Who died, who lost someone, stuff like that. Now let's hear about the revolution! Who lives here now, though? I wonder. He hinted that we could catch up with the Gertners. Apparently not. I guess everyone's at the commons to hear Otto. So that's the new here we go. So many people. This is gonna... Damn it! I shouldn't have read the wiki. And they're all gonna die. Everyone, listen. We all know why we're here. Nothing I'm going to say will be a surprise. Nothing I'm going to say hasn't already been spoken behind closed doors, whispered to your neighbors. Nothing I'm going to say is untruthful. So it's time we started saying it openly. Year after year, the Abbey has found new ways to tax the peasants. Piece by piece, the Abbey has taken away our rights to use God's forest to support our families. Law after law gets heaped upon us. Restrictions on how we can pay rent. Limits on where we can move, who we can wed. And now, the death tax, which once claimed only our best animal and garment, takes half our estate. No consideration for widows. No consideration for children. Ulrich. Who's Ulrich again? Baker Ulrich. What about the town council? The rat house? The community hall? Wait, who's still alive? So this is the whole town. Some people look angry. Hey, ill Peter's still alive. 7 years later and still ill. Gertner should look okay. You can see the relationship. The son of the miller's grown up now, but he's standing with his mother apart from his father, as you can see. So they have he's an abusive husband. Wow, the widower's one of the suspects from 7 years ago still alive. She's still there. On the lower right, who else is still there? Okay. Ah. Interesting. All right. What about the town council? The Rathaus? Surely that is a sign that the abbot wishes to share his power, to listen to our grievances. You have a good heart, Ulrich. You always want to see the best in people. But no. The council is a way for the abbot to divide us, to pit a favored few against the many. This is not charity. No, only greed and desperation drive Father Gernot. You'd think that if the abbot could, he'd steal a dead man's soul from heaven itself. Gasp, gasp, haha, oh no, whisper, blasphemy. And when we protested, what did Father Gernot do? He locked the shrine of Saint Moritz. He won't allow the people of this town, the farmers of this land, to pray before the relic. Now, when we most need the intercession of our saint, the abbot has shut us out. Father Gernot's actions aren't just. They aren't Christian. We've endured this abuse for too long. He's gonna die next. Holy crap. It's time we let the abbot know we won't take it anymore. Okay, who is raising their fist? We have Martin. He's raising his fist right now. Obviously, Papa Gertnin. Who's the one on the upper right? Upper left. Who's that one again? He's a shepherd. Or shepherd's upper left. Lower right. Who's that guy with a spoon? I don't know. Okay, these people are already riled up. To right. Here. Yes. This has to stop. Let's fix this. Stop. This is foolish. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. Great environmental storytelling over there. When we went to the left, who did we see in the table? A Landsnet. Or a soldier. I might get that wrong. Basically, a soldier. And he was sharpening his blade. These are the proprietors of the tavern. So they know. They know the soldiers are passing by around. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. If you push against the abbey, you'll incur the Duke's wrath. You could get the town razed and everyone killed. Hannah's right. The Duke is a powerful force in Bavaria. You're playing a dangerous game, Otto. Lenhart doesn't give a shit because he's rich, and he's part of the problem. You lot are no match for trained soldiers. If you don't relent, you'll be ground into dust like the Swabian peasants. We could always grind you up instead, Lenhart. They might be right if there are already soldiers about. I don't know about this. I have someone to look out for. We must stand for what is right. God is on. Don't be shy. Speak up if you have cause. Martin. Oh. Martin. We won't be overrun. The peasants of Salzburg were able to take the city and have their cause heard. Oh. If the people can get the Archbishop of Salzburg to listen to them, then we could do the same with the abbot. Master Andreas, do you think my family in Salzburg is all right? Our apprentice is from Salzburg. Yeah, quiet, Kaspar. I'm trying to listen. Ass. No, I don't know, Kaspar. But we can find out. All right. Enough is enough. We can't stand by while the abbot continues treating us poorly. People all over Swabia are taking back their God-given rights. Why shouldn't we do the same? A righteous cause. Martin's right. We deserve better. We can do this. Well spoken, Martin. Everyone ought to consider what he said. Martin has proved dependable these last few years. But if the words of men can't persuade you, perhaps a sign from a greater power will. The abbot may have locked us out of our saint's shrine, but God has shown me that he is with us. Oh dear. What the heck? I think that's all I should say for now. Thank you all for coming. Oh. Uh-oh. I gotta ask him about that. What do you mean God showed you the way? Oh, the Gertners. Good day, Andreas. Clara, it's been too long. It's lovely to see you again. Hello, Andreas. I'm surprised to see you after your long absence from Tashing. At this rate, we thought we'd never see you again. She's married, dude. I already put a line there. Like, we have a hedonist background, but this is sad Andreas now. And she's already married to her good friend Otto, so no. Hello, Eva. All these years and you're looking lovely as ever now. What can I say? I miss the Alpine air and the people, of course. I was on the road back to Nuremberg, actually, and wondered how you all were getting on. I was gone too long. I'm sorry for not sending word of my arrival. You certainly did pick an odd time to visit. We're in the middle of a strange season. Yet another strange season. Ah, you found the Gertners. Your speech was very rousing, Otto. I swear, they get better each time. Are you looking for trouble, Otto? I hope the Duke doesn't catch word of this, Otto. The town could suffer for it. We're past the point of caring, Malor. If you were in our position, you'd understand that. You're right. It's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. It's appreciated, but we know the risks. Oh, wow, okay. Convince Otto to talk about his sign from God. That raised some flags for me. So, understood why many people hate the abbot. Huh? When did we get that? Okay, because we listened. Okay, suggested someone should do something about unjust loss. I think you remember that from 7 years ago. Stood your ground when Matthew approached the grave. This is from 7 years ago. So we're like thick as thieves now. We didn't sell him out. Said you didn't care if Matthew told the abbot about the dig. All positive. We have a very good relationship with Otto right now. But he is in danger. Otto, did you really see a sign from God? Is that true? It is, Andreas. I swear. Come, talk to me later. I'll tell you what I can, alright? Anyway, Andreas, you and yours should come by the house for supper. We'd be delighted to have you. Sound good to you, Kaspar? That sounds wonderful. Oh, well, let's bring in the boy into decision making. Sound good to you, Kaspar? Yes, Master Andreas. I'm starving. Our table is a little sparse lately, but we'll be sure to feed you well. Thank you. We'll see you there. Alright, and I think that's where I'm gonna pause for now, because I do have a game to get to later. Go to the Gertners for supper. Hopefully it won't be the last supper. Okay, I'm already liking this point in time. It's gonna be difficult, I can feel. Revolution. Now, the thing is, I already spoiled myself by looking up history. They're gonna get slaughtered. But maybe things will be different in passing. Because, this is historical fiction. I'm gonna try to maintain my role as Andreas Mahler. We have already expressed our interest to, our sense of justice. We've established that going after or taking on the case of the murder of Baron Rothvogel. So, once again, Kearsarge Abbey is gonna be in the crosshairs of this point in history. And once again, Andreas Mahler is going to be roped in the things he should have steered clear away from. But that is the fate of Andreas Mahler. And it's good to see these old faces. But I'm excited for the next chapter, the next act of this historical drama. So that's all it is today. Fisher, welcome in. We were just about to wrap up the stream because I do have a session later, so no extended stream today. We'll make up for it on Saturday when we conclude our first playthrough of The Devil in Me. And Fisher, it's come up. Well, you don't really have anything to be sorry about, but I appreciate it. It's something I really had to deal with. Matthew pointed out that for community guidelines, if we are to grow as a channel, we will need a stronger set of rules and guidelines and mods even. Because I don't have experience with community management. I would say that we are slowly growing, slowly but surely. And it might call for better moderation. I'm the one who's sorry that I didn't catch that, because if I'm the only mod on team, this happened hours ago, and I didn't catch it. until I woke up for the stream, so I apologize for not acting upon it sooner. I can understand the misunderstanding that happened, which is a shame. I hope what I said was enough on the Discord, because Matthew did take it too far. All right, so I appreciate you as well standing up for people's interests. Um, we know O5 a bit better in terms of his LARPing, and we roll with that. But it's just us who know. So I understand why on general chat it seemed quite, there was a big misunderstanding there. Then Matthew took it a bit too far, bringing into you know yeah, it is too much. So I told him in the message, of course, please don't attack people for their preference of how they want to portray themselves online. But I also understand that he totally misunderstood O5's no. But we understand that he has a LARP thing with Me6. So I hope what I said was enough. It's a very specific case, this one. In terms of, we understand, the people who are more active in chat understand how O5 is around Me6 and about SCP. We know that he's playing a role. He has not spoke out against any other person. He has not attacked any one of us. He has not swore at any of us. In fact, every time he swore was at Me6, because we understand that's part of the story. Me6 as an SCP that he refuses to talk about. It's part of his character. But Matthew didn't take the no properly. And I could see that that's where it started to devolve. When he started to resort to putting O5 down for, his interests, he crossed the line there. But it was a misunderstanding. That said, I hope what I said was enough. I know it's not enough for Matthew, if you're there, Matthew. He did, you did already contact me, and it has come up before. No, Fisher. It spiraled out of control because, simply put, O5 was role playing. Matthew either was not aware of it or didn't want to participate. Took the no wrongly, attacked him for it. Then you guys, of course, rightly defended yourself about why, you chill, because you both understood. You and O5 understood that he was mad at Me6 because it's part of the narrative. It's part of the RP. Matthew didn't get that, so then it escalated further, and then he started making it personal, and he started telling him to touch grass. That was insulting, quite immature, honestly. And it's all because of there was no buy-in, and I understand which is what I said. If we're gonna be going role playing and talking about for less misunderstandings and less confusion, and I've already told O5 multiple times, SCP discussions go into SCP channel. So again, I made it clearer in the message to avoid more situations like this. We understand O5 is LARPing, and we made a channel for it. And yes, it is a misunderstanding, but please also don't attack people like that. Don't attack O5 for how he wants to LARP online. So, yeah, it is. Again, I'm new to community management. I apologize for not being there sooner. I apologize as well for not developing the channel in the ways that a lot of people are expecting, especially to Matthew, who is expecting better community control and management and rules. I really will have to develop. Well, it's not. Look, this situation was clearly a misunderstanding, and it's a very unique case in terms of someone who's deciding to LARP across all the channels. Alright? It's like no one rule can really... What do you tell? No LARPing in general, but Look, I'm not the biggest fan of SCP. I don't know much about SCP, but I love the passion that O5 brings to. I know Matthew is not a fan of SCP, right? That's why he said those things. He is not a fan of it at all. Which is why I think he took too far and attacked him personally for his interest in SCP. For him to be able to LARP around it. But obviously, that's not his entire personality. That's his online persona. So I thought it is very childish and immature of Matthew to go that far, alright? But I understand you, Matthew. I totally understand why you took O5's no, the brusque no, very badly. Because we lack the benefit of facial and body cues. We lack face to face. All right, that is prone to a lot. We cannot read tone. We cannot understand that this person was in character. We cannot get that. All right, so I understand your grievance against him going off at the bot and going that because you were either unaware of what was established beforehand, which is O5 has a vendetta against Me6 story-wise, or simply because you thought it is stupid to LARP as an SCP O5 council member. Whatever your personal preferences, I still don't think you should not have attacked O5 like that, alright? So it's a discussion for another time, definitely. What I will agree with you personally don't feel you need better rules or guidelines because it seems like something Matthew's been. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. This isn't the first time, Fisher. I'm surprised you caught on also though, because yes, this has been something. Matthew was one of our very first regulars ever. One of the biggest one of the first supporters in the stream ever since I started. This is not the first time he has brought up the need for better community guidelines and better management. So I still, thank you for saying that, but I personally feel like I also fell short here in this case. Like if I were more if I am the only admin on chat, you'd expect me to respond to things better, right? Faster, or if I'm the only mod, you'd expect the mod to be reachable. So I felt like I felt short there, and I'm really gonna have to think about if this channel is to grow. Yes, we will need moderators, and we will need maybe it is wrong to say stricter guidelines, but more clear community guidelines, because Matthew has always had a problem with it, and I can see why. I've done some research on other channels, seen the kind of guidelines that they put up, the kind of community guidelines that they have. Mine definitely, on a personal level, it falls short. So I'm growing as well. I'm learning, and I also apologize for it to spiral out of control like that. You're a bit of an empath, so you picked up on that. And yeah, it says a lot also, Fisher, because let's just say, yeah, I already said this isn't the first time that this has come up with Matthew. And again, if Matthew, you're watching this VOD or here now, I understand, and we have to. I do need clear guidelines to avoid misunderstandings like this in the future. And again, I will say, O5, please use this SCP channel for SCP chat. I've already told you multiple times. Let's avoid further misunderstandings of people who are not aware of O5's LARP story. But I understand how it spiraled out of control. So I really hope it is enough. Anyway, thank you. Izzy, yeah, you missed the whole stream. Interesting developments though. If you want to play, we just had a time jump in Pentiment, a time skip. So the story continues. I think we're officially in Act 2 or something. Things are getting interesting. It's now 1524. Historically, this is the time when the peasant revolts were happening around this area in history. And spoilers, the peasants were massacred. So I spoiled myself with that. But it's an interesting second act. Like, from the murder of the Baron Rothvogel, now Tassing is once again caught in the crossroads of history. We have our friend who's now riling up the peasants to stand up against the church. And I don't see this ending well. So I'm going to try to play my role as Andreas Mahler to navigate this political powder keg. And we're going to see where the next chapter leads us. The mastermind is still out there. The mystery is not solved. And it's actually haunted Andreas Mahler for the past 7 years. So the town has definitely grown and changed. But now, with history coming, now bearing down upon us, this being a pivotal point for this region in terms of peasants demanding reform from the church, demanding their rights returned to them, justice in a way. How are we going to navigate through all that? Who's going to die next? What is going to happen to Kearsaw and Tassing? Oh man, people are coming back. We were just about to wrap up though, Manoa. So happy 1st of December to you, Fisher. And welcome back, Vanoa. Oh yeah, you know what, Izzy? Kingdom Come Deliverance is one of those things on my perpetual list. Like, I keep saying I'll buy it on sale, but whenever I can say if I can buy it on sale, but I'm like, wait, there's so many other games. Like Dark Tide was just released, right? Callisto Protocol is coming out. Marvel, the Marvel XCOM thing just released and it's getting decent reviews. Yet again, more games for December. So I don't know what to play next. Oh, for sure. I'm getting it on the PC and I get the complete edition. That said, though, before we wrap up, I'm wondering what of the new releases are you going to be getting into? Are you going to be getting into Dark Tide, Callisto Protocol, Marvel Dark Suns? I have a yeah, it is a mess on console, so if I get it on PC, I usually get it on PC. That's how I've been playing. I only get console stuff if it's only on consoles. Or in the Switch if they're indie games. Because, I don't know, I find I play more indie games on my Switch compared to... Because when I'm on the PC, I tend to play quote-unquote bigger games. Yeah, I also wanted to do Visual Novel Day. I guess this kind of counts as... It's a lot of reading, it's a lot of text, so this is kind of falling in line with our visual novel category. Scarlet Hollow is also something I want to continue, but there's a lot. So Saturday, once we conclude The Devil in Me, this is our current visual novel, Pentiment, and I'm enjoying it so far with the historical thing. But oh my god, like, I read the wiki and I was just like, oh no. The peasants are gonna get massacred by the aristocracy. And what's really twisted is that Martin Luther, who these people are considering as a proponent for reform in the church, like, based on that wiki I read, Martin Luther was the one that condemned the violence of the peasants, supported the aristocracy, and it's partly the reason why he condemned the peasants and in a way condoned or supported their massacre. So that is messed up as well. So we'll see. Oh no, Mr. Dewey! Thank you for coming in and chatting. I'm not sure if you were there for the early parts. We were just about to wrap up our Pentiment. But thank you for... I'm glad that you enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Dewey. Dewey? DWI? Did I say it right? Mr. Dewey? Back to FF14. You just got the Endwalker. Still waiting for a physical copy of that 2D horror game you played that looks a bit anime. And I'm also playing Sifu, which is right in the mail. Oh, man. I hope you enjoy Sifu. I enjoyed the gameplay of Sifu. I really did. Like, narratively, it could have been more. But as a game, it is slick as heck for me. I enjoyed the gameplay of Sifu. even though it is very punishing for me. And congratulations on getting to Endwalker. I would be interested in hearing what you thought about it, because people have many strong feelings about Endwalker. For me, it is strong feelings with a positive bent. Like, months later, I'm still very happy with how Endwalker concluded the current story arc. In fact, I haven't returned since I finished Endwalker because I felt like I finished the game. So I'm just waiting until I get back. I'm on a hiatus from FF14 right now. Sifu, let me know. Enjoy that. I know your quality, your standards for action games are pretty high. So I'm curious how you feel about Sifu. For me personally, I really enjoyed my time with Sifu. I really, really did. The 2D horror game, Signalis. You got the. Did you get the? Wait. Sorry, 2D horror game that you played looks a bit anime. Which was this? Well, obviously not Signalis. What is this? 2D horror game that is a bit anime. My memory is shit, chat. I don't remember. Wait, we're not done. We can't finish The Devil in Me. We're heading to the lighthouse. So we're not close to the end yet. Oh, okay. Well. Well, you finished it, so we'll see. I thought we were near the end because it looked like we already got all the premonitions that we could, and we were heading to the lighthouse already, and I thought it's gonna be like a finale kind of thing. Again, we're not rushing it. I'm enjoying The Devil in Me so far, and we'll see how it goes this weekend. That's what we'll be playing this Saturday and possibly Sunday. And on Tuesday, we'll finally be able to get back for, I believe, an extended stream of God of War Ragnarok. I'm not sure how far I am in terms of progress, but every Thursday we will be playing Pentiment. But today I'll have to end a bit early because I will be going through character creation with some friends of mine off stream. We'll be playing Vampire, and it tickles my fancy as well because it's a historical fiction kind of game as well. Our GM is a fan of that. So me, I'm not really a fan of Vampire Modern. I'm not really a fan of the modern setting of Vampire, but I'm quite intrigued by Vampire set in, like the 15th century, 16th century, medieval times, Dark Ages, stuff like that. And in this case, we're playing as vampires around this era, actually. Around this century. The 15th to 16th century. That's where we're beginning. So, and our GM's a fan of historical details, so it's gonna be kind of like an Assassin's Creed thing. We'll be bumping into historical figures. This time we'll be starting in... I think we'll be starting in England. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. But again, he likes incorporating historical things to it, and we're gonna be wrapped up in that as vampires across the centuries. Liking the way Endwalker started. Really interesting setup. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, and mechanically as well, quest design wise, I'm also quite happy that Endwalker kind of trimmed a lot of the fat. And they really got the pacing a bit better, save for one part. You'll understand what I mean when you get to that part. Save for one part where the pacing really bogged down. You're right. I also really liked how it started. And what I liked was that Endwalker learned more of how to craft better pacing with questing. So that is pretty good. Animation M. So far, the Command of Sifu is amazing. It's much better than Yakuza series. That's incredible. Making a 3D fighter. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Sifu was super fun to play. It really was. And I got almost all the achievements save for the last one, which was to essentially finish the game at 21 years old max. So that only has an allowance for one death, I think. I think it's like a one death run. Or basically, virtually no death run. I was not able to achieve that, and I lost my muscle memory for it. But enjoy your time with Sifu. My favorite time, one of my favorite sequences in Sifu is the club, really, and the museum. Signalis, got it. So I also hope you enjoy Signalis. I also loved it. Excited to hear your thoughts about that. Signalis was what made me want to play Soma and Observation and, existential cosmic dread and all that kind of stuff. You survive the super slow sections, you'll be okay with actually, you survive the super slow sections of Ragnarok, you'll be okay with F14. And hell, you survived the super slow section. You survived ARR. If you survived ARR, if you survived the early game of FF14, yeah, fair. I think you'll be fine. It's a big improvement from the last one, and I really love the character moments in Endwalker. And I'm honestly on a hiatus right now because I can't. It's like I don't know. It feels like the game is done right now, and it's gonna take a lot for them to again build up the next arc. I hope the next arc is gonna be good, it being an MMO after all. But if you were to consider Endwalker as the end to like the first in a JRPG series, yeah, it is great. ARR is still garbage. It is. Honestly, ARR is something I'll never recommend to people. It's always if you get through ARR, it gets better. And like once you get the Heaven Sword, it gets better. I promise. Every FF vet who's trying to convince them friends, almost all of them will be like, okay, so the game starts slow and ARR is pretty bad, but we promise it gets better in Heaven Sword onward. It's always like that. So like I have a couple of friends who just got into FF14, and I'm also trying to temper their expectations. Like, okay, if you don't like ARR, look, it gets better in Heavensward. I've not heard about Yoshi P doing a section in the Game Awards. Is it about FF16? Yeah, and he's still kind of in the crosshairs of people, right? In terms of how he responded to the cultural diversity or the lack of it in FF16. I think Twitter got over it quickly, and now they're focusing on other problems, Twitter being Twitter. I mean, yeah, it is valid criticism against him. I still don't, Thing is, fine. If it's a fantasy world with no cultural allegories, if you're talking about isolationist states, yeah, you can come up with your own fantasy world. It's a discussion then on another level in terms of does every single game need better diversity and representation? Does it? So there, I think it's more of that. It's like, look, I'm always all for more diversity, but in terms of like, it does bring up the good question about for any works now moving forward, any portrayals of fantasy settings, like what's the what quota should be met? What standards should be met in terms of a diverse cast in representation? Like in terms of world creation, how do you really deal with that? Because a lot of people cannot help. Like a lot of people, there are people that believe that the game, like fantasy, cannot be separated from realistic or from real inspirations and stuff. And there's some who believe that it's a fantasy world. Yes, it may take some inspiration, but it has its own set of problems. You cannot sanitize these fantasy worlds because therefore you would be ignoring, what a fantasy world without any problems. How like some people really push for that in terms of their TRPGs. Anyway, never mind. Sorry, I digress. It's a whole other conversation about people arguing for their standards in fantasy worlds. And it's so hard to argue about that because people have many different levels of investment. And you're talking about these fantasy worlds on different levels as well, where no arguments can really happen. Anyway. The rating of the game in Brazil is telling you a lot of what to expect. What is the rating in Brazil? You feel like someone besides him should have answered the interview. Yeah, well, they went to him directly, so... I'm also chalking it up to the fact that a lot of nuance is also, look, it is, yes, we understand the spirit of what he was saying. It is pretty clear. It is unfortunate, yes, but part of me also believes that a lot is also lost in translation. Like, you know, there were probably a lot, it was probably a lot more nuanced if we understood how he explained it in Japanese. That's what I feel partly. But the main ideas were there for sure. Like, the translation was there. Uh, but I also felt like, yeah, it the translation also loses a lot of the levels of nuance and considerations in terms of what, you know, how you're portraying the idea. It does change. Anyway, in case of a movie, it must depend on a country's demographic. In case of a novel, it's hard to tell. In case of a game that'll be internationally released all around the world, look, you cannot write for everyone. You cannot please everyone. So you stick to your principles and you stick to your, you know, what values do you want to portray in your work? Whether subconsciously or unconsciously, your creation will, whether you know it or not, it will embody some values and people will see themselves reflected in this work or not reflected at all. That is a situation that will always happen. Now, the question is, how do you want your game, how do you want your creative work to go down in history? Or, look, the thing is, it's out of your control also. So, it comes to a point where you just have to focus on telling a great story. And I don't know. It's tough. It's definitely, it's a good thing that people are more aware of what goes into their work. I fully support that. What goes on inside the work, what goes on behind the scenes, people are more aware of it. People are more critical of it, which is definitely good. But in terms of the creation itself, is where there are way too many camps arguing on way too many different levels that it all boils down to that question which can never truly be answered. What is art? What is art to you? What is the kind of art you want to put forward? What is your purpose of that art? Exactly. Nothing exists in a vacuum. It always was the thing. It's, yeah, industry employment, that's a whole other thing. But if we're just talking about the world itself, like, yeah, if we're just talking about the game, the world, not the development team, not about any of that. Uh, this world, for example, it's complicated. So I feel like the answer that he was trying to say was something like, the world is like medieval Europe in that it will have similar discriminations and minorities that are religious in design. But it could be very well reading into it. But yeah, see, that's the thing. All we got is the translation. I don't understand Japanese. That's what we have right now. A translated version of his vision for what the fantasy world is like. But you also go back to, it's a fantasy world, yes. Where are the minorities? Where's the diversity? But that's for the proponents of people who want to be able to, you know, show people who have been largely misrepresented or underrepresented in the world. So it's asking the game to take upon responsibilities, because each much plays a, you know, each person, each creator must play their part, I guess. Oh, hate crimes. Yeah. Yeah, the hate crimes against the summoners, right? I think that's a major thing. You're a summoner, you have magic, you're bad. Discriminate. Very F14 also. Like drawing people you have into the hell scenes on a church walls was a thing that existed. Yeah, yeah. Hell, we saw snippets from the Ethiopian Bible. So yeah, Japan also largely fair skinned. That is how they grew up culturally. Anyway, this went on longer. I do not want to be late for my character creation session. But thank you for sharing those ideas, chat. And thank you again for Mr. Dewey for putting up with all this, staying up with us. Hope we see you again same time on Thursday, but for a longer session. Well, depends. Thursday's my vampire night, so on schedule we will be playing, but hopefully you get more Pentiment out of it. Blood Bowl 3. I might give it a shot. I've never been a fan of sports games, really, but Blood Bowl always seemed like a fun ride. And it's releasing soon, right? So when you get that, Fisher, I hope you enjoy Blood Bowl 3. And for the others as well who are waiting for the games that they really want to play, I wish you all a good time for all those games, you know? And that these worlds continue to inspire you and help you grow as people. Because, you know, I love stories. I love games. We all do it. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Thanks, everyone. I gotta run. Don't want to be late. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Tactics-based mindless fun. Speaking of tactics games, I'm gonna have to look at the Marvel Dark Suns. We'll see if I want to stream that or not. I'll have a look at it. I'll wishlist it when I can. But for anyone who may be lurking, if you enjoy this content and want to keep up with the channel, please do consider hitting that follow button and check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I do have to update YouTube. We had so many VODs. I have to update that. Our Discord is also open 24/7. Thank you so much, everyone. And have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. And as always, welcome to the table. Have a good one. I'll see you on Saturday I'll see you this weekend for the Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me. We'll try to survive then. Bye-bye. Take care.